In this video, I'm going to show you how to fold some templates that I've designed to make two-sided or two-color pattern blocks. And these are going to be the two-color counters for counting the ones, the units, to solve linear equations, which is something that we do in algebra classes. So let's start with the hexagon piece. Okay? So for the hexagon piece, we're going to have one side that's positive. I have a color version where these are yellow and red. So we have the positive side, which I went ahead on this template and labeled X, and then negative X for the negative side. And all you have to do on this one is turn it over, fold each of these solid lines, and insert one of the tabs to hold it in place. So I'm going to fold over that trapezoid shape onto the back. Do the same with the other two. And these overlap so that I can insert this final part into the other one and hold it into place. Okay? So you could just make a simple hexagon shape out of a piece of paper, but I like these pieces that are a little bit firmer, plus we have the nice printed labels on both sides. This one, the hexagon, was the only one that I had to kind of weave the second side together, so the label's a little off center, but there you go. Plus you have the color coding. These are the black and white or grayscale versions, but you can also get a version where this side is red and this side is yellow. So there's the hexagon. Let's see, let's go to the half X piece next, which would be the trapezoid. So on this one, I'm going to fold under the blank side and then fold the hexagon part together, the 1/2 X and the negative 1/2 X. And the final thing will be to insert the triangles into the pockets. Okay. So I'm going to turn it over. To create the pockets, to insert the triangles, I need this blank one folded into the middle. Okay, and then do that. So now what we have is the two-sided trapezoid, and there's little pockets here in the middle. I can insert these triangle pieces. Sometimes when you fold them, these really stick together. You gotta try to open the pockets. I could unfold it completely, but I'm going to take a paper clip. Boy, that one's really stuck. I'm going to go ahead and unfold it. There we go. Again, on this side, I get a pocket. Kind of have to curl and roll it into the pocket. But there we go. Now we've got the 1/2 X piece, which is labeled positive and negative on each side, and it's designed where that's exactly half of the X shape. That's one reason why we're using the hexagon as our unit X. Let's see. We'll go to the rhombus next. The rhombus is pretty similar to the trapezoid. You're going to fold the blank side over, then fold the 1/3 X sides, and then finally insert the triangle tabs. So to create the pocket in the middle, I need this blank piece. And then fold over the labeled rhombus. And so I have two tabs. And we have the triangles. And you might need to unfold it a little bit. Make sure you can easily access the pockets. Roll that one in. And flatten it out. And there we go. Now we have a nice negative 1/3 and 1/3 X tab. You can see explicitly on my template for the negative that's the three of the rhombi or rhombuses are going to give you an entire hexagon. Right, and then the last unit fraction that's easy to divide into the hexagon would be a 6. That should be a triangle. It takes 6 triangles to build the hexagon. So on this one, on some of the templates, I went ahead and labeled some of these triangles with the 1, 2, 3 that'll show you the order to fold them in. If you have one that's unlabeled, you could always look back at the labeled one to see the order there. So the first thing I'm going to do is fold down the triangle with the label 1, and then find the one with the label 2 and fold it over. And then 3 is going to be the final tab, so I go ahead and fold over so that I have the negative 1/6 and the 1/6, and then there should be a pocket that I can insert the one that's labeled number 3. And there we go. Now we've got the triangle that's 1/6 and negative 1/6. So it takes 6 of those to build the hexagon, or 2 of them to build the rhombus, or 3 of them to build a trapezoid. Then the last thing we use 2 color counters to count the ones, which sometimes we have the circle chips, but for the template it's easier to make square pieces, kind of similar to the algebra tile squares that we use as well sometimes. But this one, you can do it in either order. It's probably easier to only have to insert 1 tab and do this side, and I may even have to trim this one a little, but let's see. So I'm going to fold over the 2 blank sides, and then fold the negative over onto the positive, and then finally we have this one that'll be the final tab to insert, and you might be able to do that depending on how well you've cut. But what I'm going to do to make it easier is find a pair of scissors and just carefully trim a little bit. So you can see I've trimmed that square into more of a tab that can be easily inserted into the pocket now. And make sure you're getting into the top layer into the pocket. And there we go. This is the +1 and the -1. I just put plus signs and minus signs on there. So there you go. So you can go to my web page. The link is in the description, and print these out in color or in black and white and make yourself as many of these pattern blocks and 2 color counters as you need.